Hello there, this is David Babs Ajibade. Welcome to Kingdom Self Business, where we encourage and empower you to be the best and dominate in your unique business. Today, I want to share with you the basics of Kingdom Self Business, which I call KSB 101. Okay, so my objective today is to explain Kingdom Self Business, just a brief explanation, and give you some benefits of Kingdom Self Business, and try to enumerate the process of Kingdom Self Business and how to start an enduring Kingdom Self Business. So what is Kingdom Self Business? Well, it's understanding your place in this world and acknowledging it. It's knowing who you are, knowing your gifts and potentials, and getting a revelation of these potentials from God, who has given you these gifts and the expectation of these gifts. It is realizing each day that you are being given some unique blessings that are very unique to you, with gifts, talents, and all the things that you need in life. And these benefits, which are generally called endowment, is to be deployed in your community to help your greater world. So when we say Kingdom Self Business, we're really talking about a self-reliant business, or what I call business of self-reliance. So you are looking inwards into your inner qualities, the qualities you already possess that have already been deposited inside of you by God, and you are redeploying these gifts or all your endeavor to help humanity at large and helping God to solve a problem God is interested in. So when you do all this, then you are doing a Kingdom Self Business. So now you have a clue of what Kingdom Self Business is. So why Kingdom Self Business? I'll just share some few benefits. I've talked about benefits of Kingdom Self Business in many of my videos, but it is the best business in the world. That's one of the benefits I found that's so profound. Why do I say it's the best business in the world? Kingdom Self Business is a business that you already have the qualities, you already have the gifts, you already have the talents for. That's why I say it's the best business in the world, because all you have to do is to sharpen those talents, improve those skills, and you are ready to use it to do a great business, that could dominate the world. So it's the best business in the world. Apart from that, Kingdom Self Business is the best business to train your children with, because like we said, the assignment God has given to you is passed over to your children and your children. It's generational, right? So that means when you are doing this assignment, you are training your kids, and God might have revealed to one or more of them about this assignment as well. And your kids can watch you how you take up an assignment from the scratch and develop it to a big business. So thereby you are training your kids how to do business. It's a business that gives you true joy and happiness, because you find out that you are passionate about it, because even the passion about this business has been deposited inside of you. You don't know where the passion comes from, but the passion comes because it's an expectation of God, of you, on this business. And it also gives you extraordinary strength and long life. The reason why you have long life is because you have an assignment to complete, which God is waiting for you to do. And as long as you are pursuing this assignment, God will continue to extend your life so that you can fulfill that assignment. Okay. Now, above all, it also gives you great wealth. Most of the billionaires you see are people that are pursuing Kingdom Self Business. You have a potential to get as wealthy as you want, and also gives you a royalty income as well. At the time you'll be doing this business, and passive income will flow to you even when you're not working. All right, let's look at some case studies, that we are all familiar, most of us are familiar with, some of the richest people in the world. Elon Musk. Elon Musk is passionate about sustainability of the planet and the future of humanity. And because of this led him to develop a lot of businesses in solving these things that he's passionate about. We also know about Mark Zuckerberg, Meta platforms. He's passionate about connecting people and building communities, and this led him to develop the popular platform Facebook and other businesses as well. Now, the challenge here is this, that's common to these case studies and most people that pursue Kingdom Self Business, is there's a dissatisfaction they see in the society, and they are passionate about solving this dissatisfaction. And when they take action to correct this dissatisfaction, it leads to success in business thereafter. I know this is not to say that you're going to become instantly successful when you pursue kingdom self business, but you'll be on a path to being very successful. So the challenge is this: how do I solve a problem and generate enough excitement that the world will notice? All right, let's look at that. Hi there. I just want to take a moment to shout out to you, our viewers. If you are not yet a subscriber, I want to appeal to you to hit the subscribe button now. This will enable us to continue to make videos like this just for you. My promise to you is this: if you are a subscriber and you put in the comment section the kind of topic or video you want, I will go ahead and do a research and make a video just for you. That's my promise to you. Enjoy the rest of the video. God bless. I'm trying to give you answers to this challenge question. I want to challenge you to make sure that the problem is big enough. The problem is big enough. How do you know the problem is big enough? If the problem affects you, it's probably affecting millions of people as well. Okay? So try to visualize the problem as very big. Apart from that, you have to be obsessed about finding the solution to this problem. Because this problem that you are passionate about, is what will lead you to your definite life purpose. So you must be obsessed about it. If you're not obsessed about it, you will not be in line to finding a great solution to solve the problem. Okay? Because there are so many parts, like you see in the puzzle I showed on the screen. You could run out from the right path, but because you're passionate and you're obsessed about the problem, you ultimately find the right path. And make sure your biggest reward is not money. Let your biggest reward be the fulfillment you get, the internal satisfaction you get by solving this problem. And as you do, you can turn it to real profitable business. So as you go about addressing solution to this problem, make sure that you are developing a business, a global business that will help solve this problem for humanity at large. Okay? And as you do, make sure that you build a network along the way. That network is what sustains you and turn your income to passive income. Now, business is not a job. It's a work. There's a difference between a job and a work. Job is what you do to get money. Work is what you do when you deploy yourself to help solve problems for humanity. Okay? Most of us are familiar with the 4 quadrants by Robert Kiyosaki. The employee, the self-employed, business owner, and investor. So in kingdom self business, you are not an employee. Okay? Even though you might be employed in a job just to pay your bills, and you are doing your kingdom self business on the side. So that one you can start as a self-employed if you want to start from small beginnings, and the ultimate is to grow into a big business where you own systems and people work for you. And as you make this wealth, you want to become an investor, investing this money to produce more money. Okay? And we notice that only about 5% of people in the world really go to develop this kind of big business, and that's where kingdom self business belong. We're addressing problem for 5 to 10% of the population of the world. Now, there's this popular Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which were published many years ago. Maslow said that for you to go on a journey of self-fulfillment, which is what they call self-actualization, you have to start from solving some basic problem like your physiological needs, food, water, warmth, rest. Then you go to safety needs, which is security and safety. Then you move to addressing belongingness needs, which is love, having intimate relationship and friends. And then you can now move to the esteem needs, which is feeling of accomplishment in what you do, being proud of what you do, before you ultimately get to self-actualization, which is achieving your full potential, including creating things to solve problems for humanity. Now, Maslow said this hierarchy is all the goal is to be able to deploy your full potential, to maximize your full potential, and have self-actualization, which you describe as morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, and acceptance of facts. Anyway, what we do in Kingdom Self Business is to reverse this hierarchy, because we found out that you don't really need to address your physiological needs before you can address the need for self-actualization. And how do you jump all those hierarchy of needs and go straight to address self-actualization? That is because, or you only have to start by focusing on it, thinking about it, concentrating your mind about it. So you start from self-actualization needs, and as you focus on self-actualization and you plan and work towards self-actualization, then you automatically found out that all those your lower needs are met as well. That's why in Kingdom Self Business, we say you have to start by, having a defiling problem in society that you want to solve. And this leads you to being self-aware of yourself, self-conscious of your potentials, self-conscious of the yearning inside of you, self-conscious of all your gifts, all your endowments, self-conscious of what God is telling you to do, self-conscious of those things that have been giving you anger in your mind, those problems in society that you are so dissatisfied with. It makes you more conscious of it, that actually you have been called to solve this problem that have been giving you sleepless nights, causing anger sometimes, and making you feeling furious about society. Then that leads you to your definitive purpose. Okay, and as you begin to wrap your mind around your definitive purpose, you begin to develop a belief system that in actual fact it is possible to solve this problem, and that leads you to creative ideas, and you want to execute on the ideas, form masterminds around you, and you found out that all these your other needs that Master talked about, the lower needs, they will be met as well. Now, what are the principles of self-business? There are so many principles, but I want to just discuss 6 of them here. One of them is the human mind, the human brain, divine secrets, Newton's third law of motion, law of creativity, and law of attraction. So I'll just explain all this briefly, okay? So the human mind is the seat of your soul, and we relate with God with our mind. And this is the seat of creativity as well. As you concentrate on something in your mind, especially something positive, something about your purpose, it leads you to creativity. And also leads you to a belief about that problem you are called to solve. And what a mind concentrates, whatever a mind can conceive and believe, it will ultimately achieve. That leads you to having a pregnancy in your mind, or in your heart about the purpose you are called for, and as you think about it, the riches will be attracted to you. The human brain is more than a supercomputer. I know in these days of AI, we'll get to know more about supercomputers. But the human brain can do over 20 trillion calculations per second, even more than a supercomputer. Now, it looks as if the supercomputer, like the AI computers, are faster, but the human brain is actually faster. And what really happened is that most of us do not use our brain that much in our lifetime. Statistics says an average person uses about 10% of the capacity of their brain. If you use 1% more than that, they call you can become the president of a country. And if you use 10%, you can become a billionaire. Divine secrets. Now, the divine secrets, the principle says, when you passionately pursue purpose which God is interested in, God will reveal the secrets to you. A lot of people do not acknowledge that it's God that revealed to them. They say it's an idea, but really, when you look at history, you find out people will tell you that they get a revelation in their dream. They see a vision about solution to the problem. Who do you think is revealing this? Some people call it nature, but I choose to call it God. When you run on these secrets, God will adjust circumstances for you to bring it to pass. God will also multiply these results exponentially for you. Now, Newton's first law says every object will remain in rest or uniform motion until a force in a straight line, unless an external force acts upon it. Now, what is this object in uniform motion? And what is this external force? So when you remain doing the same thing you have been doing and doing what, following the status quo, so at times it has been remaining at rest, you know. But when you're fired up about an idea, about a purpose, about something you want to do, then that's when what I call an external force that is acting on it. And this external force leads you to a great vision of that you're going to pursue. And Newton's third law says to every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So this action is the force, the ambition, the goal, the problem that you want to solve. And the reaction in this case is the compensation you get by solving this problem. You had a value and you receive value in. So when you place a demand on your brain, it activates your brain, it fires your brain, fires your neurons, and new neurons are produced, neuronal connections are produced, and you are able to activate your brain to do more than your brain was doing before. And this is how you put a demand upon your life, and you get things from your mind and from your brain that helps you to meet those demands. And law of creativity says when you passionately seek that which does not exist, you create it. You know, and I've seen, I've tried this many times. In fact, it's a principle I employ from time to time. You know, when I'm lost and I really need to solve a problem, you know, if you can put some passion upon it, what I call being obsessed about finding solution, you ultimately create it. And law of attraction says, as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. So you become what you think about all day long. So how do you start a kingdom style business? Now, as we have seen, I'm just going to run through it. You find a dividing problem or an equality in the society, link into a definite life purpose, make it a burning obsession to find the solution to this problem, and this activates all the 6 principles I talked about, and solutions of what to solve these problems will be revealed to you. Then you can now turn these solutions into business and develop a network as you go. And as you do, remain focused on purpose. Now, in starting a kingdom style business, remember, to whom much is expected, much is given. That you have all these things, all these talents, because there's an expectation upon your life. And this expectation determines the sacrifices, of course, you're gonna put in. And this is the secret of kingdom style business. Now, just to review, kingdom style business start with expectation, and it leads you to purpose, and finally leads you to a business around that purpose. So remember, expectation creates purpose. Okay, because the expectation of the creator is the same as the purpose that it puts in your mind, in your heart. And that's the original intent of God for you being created. So nothing God does without a purpose. So that means you have been created for a particular purpose, and that is why God has created you, and that is why God put those expectations inside of you. Therefore, that's very true. You know, because of this expectation, you get a lot of weaknesses in your heart, and as you concentrate on purpose, you get weaknesses from time to time. When I started pursuing my purpose, I got weaknesses all throughout, and each time you get that weakness, it directs you to that purpose, you know. And because you are thinking about it, then you are able to connect the dots together, you know. When you have 2, 3, 4 witnesses that's pointing you to the same thing, you know that you are being called for one higher purpose. We remember the story of talents in the Bible, and the talents given, you know, the amount of talents, the dimension of talents that you get, it depends on the level of expectation. So you have more talents, that means more expectation, okay? And also more sacrifices as well. You know, I read the story of Michael Jordan one time, and says for him to get to the level of performance he had then, which was like the best in the world, he had to train 18 hours. That is because for more expectations, more sacrifice is given. So people ask me, what is purpose? Okay, let me look at that briefly. Purpose is what God has called you to do. And you can only find it through God, who is the manufacturer. Okay, and just to give us a clue, most of the talents that we see that we are uniquely gifted in, those talents usually points us towards purpose. Let me go straight to how we apply the application of kingdom self-business. Okay, so when you identify a problem you're passionate about, then that's the beginning of starting your kingdom self-business. And you before you start, you want to make sure that you are able to link this to a lifetime purpose. And this is very important because a lot of people rush into, maybe they find a problem in society and they think, oh, they can develop a business, or they've seen people developing business to solving this, and they rush to this business without settling down to make sure that they can link it to a life purpose. Why is this important? This is important because people get lost along the line, or maybe problems come along the line. It could be a nature problem like COVID, or it could be a problem just within your immediate environment, or a problem with you, the operator, as well. If you have not linked that to life purpose, that kind of discourages you, to continue. So that's why it's very important to link it to life purpose. And as you link it to life purpose, make it a demand upon your life. And when you think about this problem, make it an obsession. An obsession means that you like, to this problem I'm called for. If I don't do it, I'm not living. Something to that extent. Okay. Now, and once you do, give yourself a target. Usually, as I give yourself a very big target, you are pursuing a lifetime purpose. So, you are thinking about 10 years, 20 years down the line, or 30 years, or even generational, because like I said, purpose is passed from one generation to the other. So you have to make sure that you give yourself a very big target, a target that you might not even complete in your lifetime, that your children might be the one to complete. And as you do, you mentor your children and the next generation. So let me go straight, because of time. I'm going to go straight to the conclusion about kingdom self-business. My final call is think about your endowment and be thankful for them. Be ready to deploy them back to solving that problem. And as you do, seek permanent solution to the problem in humanity, and all your needs will be met as well. In the words of Steve Jobs, he said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backward. You have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in the future. And that's where your belief system has to come from. That's where you develop faith, because all these witnesses you've been having that's pointing you to this same thing, you have to believe that those dots will connect in the future. Say you must trust in something. Yeah, I'll say trust in God. Some people say they trust in their God, or destiny, or life, or karma, or whatever. Because believing that those dots will connect down the road will give you confidence to follow your heart, even if it leads you off the well-worn path. And as you do, it makes all the difference. That's Steve Jobs. So my final call, find love, find what you love, find what you are passionate about, find what you can deploy your abilities to solve and still loving it at the same time. Don't let the noise of others overwhelm you. Usually I say, try to separate yourself from time to time. Give yourself a self-vacation where only you will go and meditate about these problems and those yearning that you have inside your heart. And when you do, you see clearly to your future and how you can wrap this to solving problem for humanity. I like to conclude with the story of 4 friends, because a lot of people are afraid to start, especially when they are not so clear about it. But it's always good to collaborate together, sometimes to solve a problem. So I like to portray this with the story of 4 friends. This is a true life story. You know, they used to meet in a restaurant in Chicago. They were meeting every week, and each of them are passionate about each other's problem. Okay, they were asking each other, okay, what are you passionate about? What are you passionate about? What concerns you? You know, where do you think God is calling you? So they were asking each other this question week in, week out. You know, and after a while, they found out that each of them have come to a conclusion on what they are really passionate about, the problem they really want to solve. So what did they do? So they collaborated together. So each person became a partner in each other's person's business. You know, so they became shareholders of each other's business. So, and they decided, okay, you know, let's roll the dice. We start with you first, you know, and they laid a plan how each of them are going to run each other's business, you know, together. So they started with, you know, almost equal share of the company, and they ran the business together. And within a few years, each of them were able to develop their business to a very big business. And just to give you an idea, one of them was Marshall Fields. You know, all of them became billionaires. So do things not just to create progress, but to create purpose. Let us go for a higher sense of purpose that make humanity better. My prayer is, may the source of strength of who bless the ones before us help us to find courage to make our life a blessing. I hope you find courage to make your life a blessing today for humanity. Thank you.